Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Hello friends, welcome to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University, Ahmedabad. Myself Dr. Vinodal Desai, Associate Professor, PG Department of Computer Science and Technology, Sardar Patel University, Vallabh Today in these sessions, we will talk regarding various kinds of web servers like Apache, IIS, Nginx, Lighttpd, mail clients and static and dynamic web servers. Now let's talk about web server. What is web server? So generally if we define web server, then we can say that web server is a collection of websites, and invariably website is collection of web pages. So there are various kinds of web servers available, and they are having their own mechanisms to manage the websites and serve the request to the client. So it's a program. Simply if we have to define, we can say that web server is a program or software which processes the network request of the users and serves them with a specific response. It functions as a computer system responsible for storing, handling and disseminating the requested informations to the user in the form of, we can say, response back to the client through the web browser. Web server utilizes hypertext transfer protocol to address the queries initiated by the internet users through the World Wide Web. Additionally, for managing files intended to email or storage purposes, web server utilizes simple mail transfer protocol, that is SMTP, and file transfer protocol, that is FTP. On the hardware side, a web server connects to the internet, allowing it to share data or files with other devices that is also connected. This data can take many different forms. It may be HTML file, images, videos or any other kind of content. At the software side, it governs how web users accesses hosted files. It is made up of several parts, one of which is HTTP server to process and responds to the incoming request. An HTTP server is a piece of software that understands HTTP queries and URLs. So there are various functions of web servers. Web server performs various kinds of functions. Among that, the first one is file logging. So whenever user logs in and performs any kind of activity, it will be recorded in the form of log. The log entry will be made through the specific mechanism. That means such as request, security and error logs. Each time a web server receives a new request, a line of text is added to the log. Authentication. So web server performs a security mechanisms to authenticate a particular user, whether the intended user is authenticated or not. Then bandwidth limiting. A web server's bandwidth is the amount of data it can transfer or process at any given time. Bandwidth limiting controls the speed of responses to ensure that a network can deliver smoothly the response to the client. Storage space. It refers to the amount of disk space available to store files. The amount of storage space directly impacts the server's ability to host and manage websites and pages and web applications. Load balancing. It is a technique employed by web servers to distribute incoming traffic across the multiple servers. The purpose is to minimize response times and prevent server overload. Uptime guarantee. This is the mechanism that is also dealing with the fault tolerance, that the server will never get down and it will be available all the way to serve the request, and the industry standard is about 99.99% availability of the servers to serve the request. Programming language support. It is also known as the server-side scripting language. It is used to develop and run programs on the web server. A popular example is Python. Now next is web server application diagram. If we have to learn the web server, how it performs the functionality, we can say that it is generally performing two kind of main tasks. One is it sends the file to the client associated with the requested URL, and second, it provides the response by proper scripting and communicating with source languages, that is for in the form of HTML, PHP, ASP.NET, etc. Looking at this diagram, we can say that the user is there using the browser, it initiates or accesses the internet, types or provides the URL using the browser and fires the specific query. Now the server at the other end receives the request, processes the request, and if it requires any kind of database connections, it establishes the database connections, fetches the data back, forms the proper response and sends this HTTP response back to the client. So this is what a general view that how the HTTP server performs and helps the users to find the requested resource through their requested query. There are various types of web servers available in the market. Among that, the first one is Apache HTTP web server. As Apache HTTP server is an open source web server software developed by the Apache Software Foundation that is widely used around the world. It is known for its high performance, stability and flexibility. You can add your own modules to the server whenever required and make modifications that suits your requirement. The modular architecture of Apache is one of its most primary characteristics. It may therefore be readily modified and expanded to meet the requirements of various websites and we can say applications. PHP, Perl and Python are just a few of the many programming languages and technologies that Apache supports. The capacity of Apache to manage several requests at once is another crucial characteristics. Multiprocessing is a technique that enables Apache to serve a number of concurrent requests from customers, noticeably degrading the performance without we can say affecting the performance. Apache may be set to utilize several authentication techniques such as basic and digest authentication, and it includes built-in support for security features like secure socket layer and we can say transport layer security encryption. Next web server is the Microsoft Internet Information Service, that is IIS. The Microsoft IIS web server software suite is included with the Windows operating system. That is, it comes with the Windows OS. Whenever we are buying a Windows OS, it is bundled with it. It is made to offer a dependable and secured platform for hosting and administering web-based services, application and content. IIS is popular options for many businesses and web developers because it offers a wealth of sophisticated capabilities for hosting high performance scalable web applications. Till date, IIS has undergone various upgradations and additions to its features and capabilities, including support for HTTP, HTTPS, FTPM and SMTP protocols. In the late 1990s, IIS became a popular web server for businesses and organizations due to its integrations with Microsoft Windows operating system and support for ASP, that is Active Server Pages scripting. In the early 2000s, IIS faced security vulnerabilities and attacks, leading Microsoft to release regularly patches and updates. In recent years, IIS has continued to evolve and expanded its capabilities, including support for newer technologies such as ASP.NET and support for cloud-based architecture through Azure. Today, IIS remains a widely used web server, serving millions of websites and applications across the world. IIS web server has several key features, including first, support for multiple protocols, as IIS supports multiple protocols in the form of HTTP, HTTPS, FTP and SMTP and other protocols, allowing it to serve a wide range of web-based applications. It is also having an integration with Windows. So IIS integrated with the Windows operating system, making it easy to manage and deploy for users familiar with Windows. Dynamic content generations. IIS supports server-side scripting languages such as ASP.NET and allowing for dynamic content generations. Scalability. IIS is designed to be scaled, allowing it to handle high level of traffic and support large complex web applications. Security. IIS includes built-in security features such as request filtering, IP and domain restrictions, and SSL, TLS authentication through encryption, making it suitable for secured, business critical and web applications. It also supports management tools. IIS includes various management tools such as the IIS Manager and command line interface for easy administrations and configurations. It also supports flexibility. It can be extended through the use of modules and components, allowing for customization and integration with other software systems and components. The next server is Nginx. It is popular open source web server, pronounced Nginx, is renowned for its excellent speed and little resource use. Igor Sivos, a Russian web developer, created Nginx in 2002. He developed Nginx to handle high traffic websites such as online gaming and social networking platforms. Nginx has grown in popularity since its first release and is currently used by some of the world's most top websites including Netflix, Airbnb and Dropbox. It is also having certain key features in the form of concurrent connections. It allows number of connections at the same time without compromising the performance. Nginx capability to manage a large number of concurrent connections is one of the primary concern or advantage we can say. Unlike Apache, which employs a process-based diagram, Nginx has an event-driven design, allowing it to manage large number of connections while consuming minimum resources. As a result, Nginx is ideal for high-performance websites and high-traffic websites and applications as well. Apart from this, Nginx also has built-in functionality for reverse proxying and load balancing. This enables Nginx to disperse incoming traffic over numerous servers, which improves the performance and dependability of your websites or applications. Nginx may also be used as a cache server, which can dramatically increase the performance of the website, as it caches the past requests, and based on that the new request arrives, it definitely retrieves it and responds back to the client very quickly, and ultimately improves the performance. Various benefits of Nginx, then it reduces the waiting time to load a website. You don't have to wait or worry about high latency on your website, therefore providing a good user experience in terms of reducing the waiting time. Speed up performance by routing traffic to web servers in a way that increases the overall speed, and also it is also implying the caching, so definitely it improves the overall performance. Acts as an inexpensive and robust load balancer. It balances the load by routing the various requests among the number of, we can say, servers provided. Offers scalability and the ability to handle concurrent requests. Allows on-the-fly upgrades without downtime. Apart from this advantage, it also suffers from limitations, and the big limitation is it has a low level of community support and contributions from developers, leading to fewer features and updates. Both maintenance and setup requires expert knowledge. This is what the limitations with respect to Nginx web servers. It was created with high and great performance and low resource usage in mind. The world's most popular HTTP server software, Apache, may be effectively replaced with this HTTP server program. If you have to talk regarding the features of Lighttpd, then the first one is it is a lightweight design. It is having a lightweight design resulting in low resource utilization and improved performance, making it ideal for the servers with limited resources. Second is high traffic handling capacity. So Lighttpd can handle up to thousands of concurrent connections, making it ideal for high traffic websites. It is also supporting modular architectures, allowing administrators to easily extend its functionality through the use of plugins. Efficiency in memory usage. optimized for memory usage, helping to improve the performance of web applications and we can say websites. Security, HTTP offers a range of security features including the ability to limit the number of concurrent connections from a single IP address and supports for SSL, TLS encryption. Then customization option. So with its modular architecture, administrator has the ability to customize their Lighttpd setup to meet their specific needs. Compatibility with different operating systems. So Lighttpd is compatible with the multiple operating systems including Linux, BSD, Mac OS and Windows. If you have to talk regarding the advantages of Lighttpd, then it is a lightweight design as we already discussed. It results in minimum resource usage through the modular design. For websites and online applications housed on servers with constrained resources, this makes it the perfect options. It also supports a concurrent connections from multiple users simultaneously. It is a great options for high traffic websites. It supports modular architectures, so it can be customized as and when required by the administrator. Now if we have to summarize this web servers based on certain criteria, then Apache, Nginx, Microsoft IIS and Lighttpd can be categorized based on open source operating system and use cases. So if you have to talk, then Apache is a open source. It supports Windows, Linux and Mac OS, and high traffic websites and flexibility is the constraint where it is very highly suitable. Nginx is also open source and it also supports by Windows, Linux and Mac OS, and it can be used in high traffic websites, performance required websites and low resource constraint websites. Microsoft IIS is not a open source, it is a proprietary web server. It is supported by Windows only and it supports the security features. High security constraint is there, then we should definitely go for Microsoft IIS. Lighttpd is a open source. It is supported by the most operating system in the form of Windows, Linux, Mac OS, and it can be used if the low-end hardware is required and embedded systems constraint is imposed on the requirement. Now after learning the web servers and types of web servers, we should move towards types of websites. Types of web servers. There may be a static web servers and there may be a dynamic web servers. So generally static web servers does what? So it is dealing with various kinds of mechanism like content generations, performance, scalability. Okay. So what is meant to be a content with respect to static web server? So generally static web server contains a static content in terms of static web pages. This content includes HTML files, CSS files, JavaScript files, images, videos and other files that do not change or require server-side processing for each request. Content generation. So static web servers do not generate content dynamically. The web content is pre-created and stored on the server's file system. Changes to the content requires manual update to the files. Then performance. Static web servers are highly efficient and can handle large number of concurrent requests with minimum resource utilization because they do not require any dynamic mechanism. Scalability. With respect to the static web server, they are relatively easy to scale because they can distribute the static files across multiple servers or use content delivery networks to deliver content globally. If we have to talk regarding the examples of static web servers, then Nginx, Apache HTTP server, Microsoft Internet Information Service IIS are the examples of static web servers. About the dynamic web servers, the same criteria we can consider for as we discussed with the static web server, that is a content generation, performance, scalability. So as opposed to the static web server, dynamic web servers generates or it is having a content in the form of dynamically generated pages. Based on the user's request, the web pages will be dynamically constructed using the backend programming languages and that will be returned back to the client. Content generation. So dynamic web servers uses server-side script as we dealt with, like PHP, Python, Ruby or JavaScript, that is Node.js, to generate HTML content on the fly. The content may be retrieved from databases, APIs or other sources. With respect to the performance, with compared to the static web servers, the dynamic web servers has a downgrade, or we can say it is suffering from certain kind of performance, as it requires a dynamically construction of the web pages based on the user's request. The performance gets slight degradation compared to the static web servers. With respect to scalability, scaling in a dynamic web servers can be more complex compared to the static web servers. Techniques like load balancing, database optimizations and caching are often used to handle increased traffic. If we have to talk regarding the examples of dynamic web servers, then Apache with PHP, Ruby on Rails with module and Express.js for Node.js are the examples of dynamic web servers. The next is mail clients. What does it mean? So mail clients are the, we can say, a software applications that is used to access, manage and send emails. It provides user with a user interface that allows them to view and organize the email messages. Email clients can be standalone application or a web-based application or mobile applications as well. They can also provide additional features in terms of calendar integration, contact management, task management and email filtering. The benefits of using mail clients are, it allows users to manage their emails more efficiently by providing a central locations to view and organize email. It provides a more user-friendly interface. It can be customized to meet the specific needs of the user. It can be used offline, allowing users to access their emails even when they are not having internet connections. Offers additional features such as email filtering, spam protections and email encryption. So these are various benefits that we can avail using the mail client. Various examples of email clients are there. First one is Microsoft Outlook. So it is a standalone applications that is a part of Microsoft Office suite or applications. It provides users with a user-friendly interface and a range of features such as calendar integration, contact management and task management. Next is Gmail. So it is a web-based mail client. Earlier was the standalone application, that is a Microsoft Outlook, while Gmail is a web-based email client that is provided by Google. It is one of the most popular email clients available and used by major or millions of people across the globe. It provides users with a range of functionalities, features such as image filtering, spam protections, email encryption, etc. Third one is a Thunderbird. This is a standalone email client that is developed by Mozilla. It provides user with a range of features such as email filtering, spam protections and email encryption. It is also highly customizable, allowing users to tailor or it to the specific needs. Apple Mail. This is the default mail clients that is included with Apple's Mac OS operating system. Then Proton Mail. So it is a web-based email client that is designed with privacy and security in mind. It provides users with end-to-end encryptions for their emails, ensuring their communications are private and secure. So these are various email clients used across the globe for the particular purpose based on the requirement. Difference, if we have to talk with respect to the difference between the email and email client, then the main difference is that an email is an electronic message that is sent from the one person to another person, from one entity to another through an internet or other computer network. It is typically including a message body, a subject line and one or more recipients' email addresses. On the other hand, email clients are software applications that allows users to manage their emails. An email is sent through an email client. Next is webmail. The webmails are web-based accounts or web-based email accounts. These are usually free email accounts that are operated from a website. Examples include Hotmails, Gmails and Yahoo Mails. Webmail allows users to access their emails as long as they have access to their internet connections and a web browser. This also means that the user can't read an old email or draft new email or offline. Email is a way to access your email through a web browser without reading or download any software. This allows you to access your email from any device or location. One of the advantages of webmail is that it is on a cloud, which means that you can access your emails at all times. Another advantage is that even if you lose your phone or break your computer, you can still access your emails by accessing your webmail in the cloud. So these are the biggest advantage of using a webmail, and all the emails are in the cloud. So from across the globe, wherever you are at any time, you can access it irrespective of location, irrespective of the devices you are using, whether it is a desktop, laptop or we can say mobile. If you have lost your mobile, get damaged your device, desktop, then you can just access another device, log in and get the access to your emails or webmails we can say. So in these sessions we talked regarding web servers, types of web servers and their mechanism, how they differs from each other, their functionality, and at last we talked about web client, difference with email and web client, and at last webmail. Thank you very much.